Hello friends, welcome to part 12 of the solved pharmacy MCQs videos. Today we will be discussing another set of MCQs that will be 10 in number, and also we will try to solve them, so please stay with me. Thank you. So our first MCQ of this video is: intravenous injection is usually given at an approximate angle of 85 degree, 75 degree, 45 degree, 25 degree, and the last option is 5 degree. So we know that intravenous injection is usually administered at an approximate angle of 25 degree. So D is the correct answer. Now the second MCQ: all of the following statements are true regarding pilocarpine but one. Options are there: it is a naturally occurring alkaloid, it is a direct acting cholinergic agonist, it is a non-selective muscarinic agonist, used in the treatment of xerostomia. Xerostomia is actually dry mouth. And the option E is it inhibits the enzyme acetylcholinesterase. So actually pilocarpine is a direct acting cholinergic agonist, so that will make the last option, it inhibits the enzyme acetylcholinesterase, as incorrect, because it is a direct acting and it does not inhibit the enzyme acetylcholinesterase, because if it do that, then it will become an indirect acting cholinergic agonist. So actually all of the statements are true except statement E. So E is the correct answer. Now the third MCQ: omega-3 fatty acids are indicated in hypolipidemia, hyperlipidemia, impaired metabolism, bodybuilding exercises, and E option is pregnant or lactating women. So actually omega-3 fatty acids are given in the management of hyperlipidemia, so B is the correct answer. Now moving on to the fourth MCQ: urinary bladder has which type of cholinergic receptors? So options are there: nicotinic receptors, ionotropic receptors, metabotropic receptors, M3 receptors, and M2 receptors. So the correct answer is M3 receptors. Urinary bladder has cholinergic receptors of the type M3. M3 actually stand for muscarinic receptor type 3. So D is the correct answer. Now the fifth MCQ: cardiac cells have which type of cholinergic receptors? Again options are there. The correct answer is M2 receptors. Cardiac cells have cholinergic receptors of the type muscarinic, and that to type 2 receptors. So E is the correct answer. M2 receptors are there in the cardiac cells. Now the sixth MCQ: all of the following statements are correct regarding carbachol except. Options are there: it is an ester of carbamic acid, it has both nicotinic and muscarinic actions, it is hydrolyzed by acetylcholinesterase, has strong cardiovascular and gastrointestinal effects, used in eye surgery and glaucoma. Glaucoma is actually increased intraocular pressure or ocular hypertension. So we have to identify in these options the statement about carbachol, that is that is not correct. So the correct option here is C. Actually, carbachol is a direct acting cholinergic agonist and it is not hydrolyzed by acetylcholinesterase. Now the 7th MCQ of this video: all of the following statements are true about bethanyl but one. So options are there and we have to identify the statement about bethanyl that is not correct. So option A is it is an ester of carbamic acid. This is true about bethanyl. It has muscarinic actions but no nicotinic activity. This is also correct about bethanyl. It is hydrolyzed by esterases other than acetylcholinesterase. This is also correct. Has major effects on CV and GIT. This is actually partly correct because bethanyl mainly affects the bladders and bowels. So it will not have any major effect on the cardiovascular system. And the last option is its duration of action is about 1 hour. So actually all these statements are correct about bethanyl except D. Now the 8th MCQ of this video: a drug is given to an unconscious patient via IV infusion at a rate of 5 mg per hour. The half-life of the drug is 3 hours. So how many milligrams of this drug are needed to achieve the steady state plasma concentration? Actually we know that for the achievement of steady state plasma concentration, approximately 4 to 5 half-lives are needed. We have to give doses at each half-life and approximately 4 to 5 half-lives will be required to reach the steady state plasma concentration. So in this MCQ the IV infusion rate is 5 mg per hour and the half-life is 3 hours. So in 3 hours we will have 5 into 3 mg of the drug infused, that is 15 mg per 3 hours. So actually after 5 half-lives we will be reaching the steady state. So multiplying the 15 mg into 5, so we will get 75. So E is the correct option in this. This means that after 5 half-lives we will be having 75 mg of the drug in the plasma concentration, and so steady state will be reached. Now the 9th MCQ of this video: a drug of a certain strength is prescribed for a patient with a certain disease state. The half-life of this drug is 10 hours. After taking the drug by the patient, how many hours it will take for the drug to be biotransformed and reach concentration of below 2%. So in this MCQ the half-life of the drug is given, that is 10 hours, and we can remember this by heart, that generally a drug will be completely eliminated after 6 half-lives, as after the first half-life the concentration of the drug in the body will be 50%, after second half-life it will be 25%, after third half-life it will be 12.5%, after fourth half-life it will be 6.25%, 0.25%, and after the fifth half-life, the concentration of drug in our body will reach to 3.125%, and after the sixth half-life it will be 1.56%. So after 6 half-lives, the drug concentration reaches below the concentration of 2%. So we know that the half-life of the drug is 10 hours, and after 6 half-lives the concentration will reach below 2%. So multiplying 10 by 6 and we will get 60. So D is the correct option here. I hope, friends, you have understood this MCQ solution. If you still are not clear about this, then please you can write to me in the comment section and ask me to explain it a bit further, so I will do that for you. Thank you. Now moving on to the last MCQ of this video, we have a drug whose half-life is 48 hours, that is 2 days. If we start giving this drug to a patient, in how much time the patient will have reached the complete dose of the drug? Actually here the phrase the complete dose of the drug means the steady state plasma concentration, and we know that to reach steady state plasma concentration approximately 4 to 5 half-lives are needed. So in this case we have a drug with half-life of 48 hours, that is 2 days. So after 5 half-lives we will be reaching the steady state. So multiplying 5 by 2 we will get 10. So 10 is the correct option here. It means that after 10 days, in 10 days the patient will have reached the steady state plasma concentration of the drug. So friends, this was all for now. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that you will get notified whenever the new video of solved pharmacy MCQs comes on my channel. So please stay with me for the future videos also. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you.